If you ever wanted to create an ebook but got stuck staring at a blank page, overthinking the design, or wondering if it's even worth the effort, then this video is going to save you a ton of time. I'm going to show you exactly how to create an ebook with Designrr step by step, starting with the fastest way, and then an even better, higher quality method that's ideal if you actually plan to sell your ebook. We'll use AI in both methods, but in very different ways, and by the end of the video, you'll know which approach is right for you. Hi, my name is Steve from entrepreneurnut.com, and on this channel, I share tips, tools, and strategies to help you work online smarter, not harder. Now, let's get into the video. So if this is your first time seeing Designrr, then basically it's an AI tool for creating ebooks, and it can also even turn all kinds of content into ebooks for you too. For example, it can turn blog posts, podcasts, and YouTube videos into ebooks for you, as well as then turning your ebooks into audiobooks. Now, Designrr also has its own built-in AI writing tool, Word Genie, which can also write the entire contents of ebooks for you, which I'll be showing you in the first part of this video. Alternatively, if you prefer to write the content yourself and then import that into Designrr, you can also do that too, which I'll be showing you in the second part of this video. And Designrr also has currently a hidden lifetime deal available at the moment, which I'll be telling you all about at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around to the end for that. So here we are inside of Designrr. So once you log in, you'll see something that looks a little bit like this. You have two quick start options at the top here to either create a new ebook or to create an audiobook. Or scrolling down, we also have lots of different options. For example, using Designrr's AI writing tool, or importing your own content from, for example, a Google Doc or a Word doc, or turning blog posts into ebooks, YouTube videos and podcasts into ebooks, and so on. And then further down, you'll have a few of your most recent projects. Now to start with, I'll show you the fastest way to create an ebook with Designrr, which is of course using its AI writing tool, Word Genie. So in order to do this, I could click on Word Genie right here, or I could click on this option right here to create new ebook. So I'm going to choose this option, create new ebook. And now here, Designrr brings us into a wizard. It's very simple. You just follow the instructions. Like here, it's asking us, I want to create an ebook to publish in the format of, and then from the drop down, you can choose if you want to publish it as a Flipbook, an Amazon Kindle, an EPUB, a live book. So I'm going to go for PDF. And now here, it asks what you want to use as your baseline. So if I click this select button right here, I've got various options. For example, if I wanted to import my content from a podcast or YouTube, blog post, or what have you, and I have the option right here to use Word Genie. I'm going to select this to write our ebook. Now Designrr wants to know what topic your ebook will be on. If I click the drop down right here, I can search for some of the most popular topics right here, or you also have a drop down with lots of other topics to choose from too. But for this particular ebook, I'm going to choose health and wellness. And now Designrr wants to know a bit more specifically about your niche. So let's say weight loss with the keto diet, and then you can select your language. I'll keep it on English. And now Designrr is asking us to choose our sub niche, and it suggests 10 different options for us right here. And if I didn't like any of these, I can click this regenerate button, and then Designrr will create me a whole new list of topics. But for this example, I like this one. I'm going to go with keto for athletes and fitness enthusiasts. Check this option, click next. Then Designrr wants to know about my audience. So who is my target customer? So I've put athletes and busy professionals, click next. And now Designrr is going to come up with titles for us. So here Designrr has come up with 10 different titles. And again, if I didn't like any of these, I can click the regenerate button right here, and Designrr will give me 10 more titles. Quite like this first one. So I go with this, keto fuel, maximize performance for athletes and busy professionals, click next. And now Designrr wants to know what tone of voice we want our ebook written in. So this is of course really important. And from the drop down right here, I've got quite a few options, but for this particular topic, let's go for inspirational, and then scroll down and click on next. And now Designrr is going to come up with the ebook outline for me too. And I can look through this, and if I don't like anything, I can always click and make any edits. For example, if I wanted to delete something, I can just highlight and delete, or I can just bring that back if I want to, or I can click on this option right here and I can change the different headings, or we've got this Word Genie hints option right here. So what this does right here is you can give it a prompt to Designrr's AI and tell it specifically what you want in your ebook, which is pretty cool. It will then go and create the chapters for you. Now, what we can see here is Designrr has created this ebook with 10 chapters, which is pretty good going, but you can of course add more chapters to that if you want to. Just to save time for this video, I'm going to delete a lot of these chapters just for speed, because I'm not actually using this ebook for anything except to show you guys how to use Designrr. So I'm just going to create this ebook with just 4 chapters just for speed. And we also have this other option here, which is really cool. If I toggle this on, now Designrr will also create images for me too. So let's leave that on. Click next, and now Designrr will get to work creating our ebook. So this will take a few minutes, but what it will do, it will start to write the ebook section by section, and then at relevant points, it will start to include the images too. So As we can see, it started to write our intro right here, and then it's written the second section of the ebook and the third section and so on. And as I go through, you also have the option to edit as well. So I can just put my mouse and then make spaces if I want to space things out a little bit, or if I wanted to delete any sentences or paragraphs, I can also do that too, as well as writing in my own content, just like that. And I can do all this while Designrr is creating the ebook. So this saves time as it's still creating the ebook. Now here is one section where Designrr has created 3 images for us right here, and I can click and choose which one I want. We go with this one in the middle, click on this. This is the image. Actually, that doesn't look so good, that one. Now I've seen it close up. Let's try the other one. That looks a bit better. Let's click on use this image, then scroll through and we can see the next part of the ebook that Designrr's created for us. Then here is some more images. Let's choose this one and so on. Now later on, when we get our content into the editor of our template, we can also add more images and videos and call to actions and QR codes and anything else you might want to add to your ebook. I'll show you that in a minute. But for now, I'm going to pause the video and allow Designrr to finish creating this draft of our ebook. Okay, so now Designrr's finished writing our ebook and put a few more images. Now what we can also do is click on any of these images and then also align it with the text too as well, just like that. So that looks quite good. Now I can also adjust this again later. I'm just going to do it just for now, just to show you guys. And then the next stage is to come up to the top right and click on choose a template. So now we come into Designrr's template library, and Designrr does actually have hundreds of templates in here. And some of them are really, really nice, but if I'm honest, a few of them are a little bit boring too. So it's good to just have a little look through and find one you want. But also it's important to know that you can customize your template too once we get to the editor. For example, you can completely change the front cover if you want to. Like if I click on this one, we can see a close-up of the front cover as well as the internal pages down here. So for example, if I like the internal pages but I didn't like the front cover, I could use this template, keep the internal pages and then change the front cover later. And I can also search templates by type. For example, if I wanted standard columns or 2 columns in the inside of my ebook, as well as searching it by theme as well. Now I'm going to scroll through these templates and find one I like. I quite like the look of this one. If I open it up, this is what the front cover looks like at the moment and the internal pages. So I'm going to click on use this template. And now Designrr will pull us into the Designrr editor where we can start to customize the look and feel of our ebook, as well as continue to edit the content if I want to. So now I'm going to click on this button to edit design. And now our ebook is pulled into our editor, complete with all our content in here too. So once I'm in the Designrr editor right here, I can start to make changes to my ebook. For example, our title was Keto Fuel. And Designrr has actually put the title down here, but I'm going to delete this part right here. I'm going to change the layout of this a little bit. For example, let's go for 120. I can put this on the same line, and I'm also going to change the font right here. I don't know, let's go for Oswald. That's the title. Here's my subtitle. I'll move that up a bit. Now I could spend time actually making this look a lot nicer, but just to give you an idea of what you can do, let's make a few simple changes for now. But if for whatever reason you didn't actually even like the front cover at all, you always change it completely, you can do that. So what you do is you click on the cover. I'll then come to this option for background, and I can change the background right here. So I can click on this option and either find a new image from the suggested images right here. There's loads to choose from in the Designrr library, or I can even upload my own image right here. So for example, if you created a front cover in Canva, or you've even paid a designer to create one for you, you can click on the upload button and drag and drop your front cover in here. So it's really simple. There's also this Word Genie option right here too. So if I click on this, Word Genie will create lots of images with AI that we could use for a front cover. Or I can choose a suggested image. And these are actually photos in the Designrr library. I can choose any of these too. Now, if I didn't like that change, I can just hit the back button down here at the bottom and go back to what I had before. So very simple. Now, when it comes to our content, here is our chapters right here. Now, something that's really nice to do is to add a table of contents before the actual meat of your ebook. So I can do that by clicking this button to duplicate the page, and then I'll just delete the content from here. So I've got a blank page before my content starts, and then I can come to the left sidebar, click on elements, and I can choose this option for table of contents. Drag this in. Now I can choose my style. Let's go for this one. And now Designrr has created this interactive table of contents. So then your customers who buy this ebook from you will be able to click on any of these content links and jump to the relevant section, which is pretty cool. Now, also under elements, you can also do adding images, adding videos, embedding audio, adding QR codes, adding call to action buttons, or even using Word Genie to write more content for you in your ebook, which is pretty cool. So for example, let's say we wanted a video like right in here. I can click on this video element, drag it in. Now I can head to YouTube. Can right click on the video I want and copy link address, come back to Designrr. and then paste in the URL of my video. Click embed, and there's my video in my ebook. If I want to make any changes, I can just easily do that. Just pop it on my mouse and then making any edits that I want to make in the content. And if I wanted to write more content in here, I can either write that myself, or if I'm really lazy, I can just drag and drop in Word Genie and then ask Word Genie to create a bit more content for us. So if I write 5 tips for athletes on the keto diet, hit return on my keypad, and now Word Genie is thinking, and it writes it out first in this editor. And if I like it, I can click insert. If I don't like it, I can click this button right here to regenerate another version. So let's click insert. And now here are our new tips added into our ebook. Pretty cool, right? And then I can also add images or elements to our ebook. For example, I can go to images on the left, click on an image and drag it into my content. And then I can easily resize that image as well as selecting the position of the image too. And if I wanted it to be next to the content, and then select this option right here to word wrap. And now I can move my image next to my content just like that. Anyway, you get the idea. You can play around with this and get your ebook exactly how you want it. Then once you're happy with the ebook, come down to the bottom, click on the publish button. And now you have various options to publish your ebook. For example, you can publish it as a PDF, or you can publish it direct to Amazon Kindle, or you can publish it as an interactive flip book, a live book, or you can then create an audiobook with it, depending on what plan you have with Designrr. Now, I'll talk about the pricing plans of Designrr at the end of this video, but just so you know, there is currently a hidden lifetime deal available on Designrr at the moment, which is $27 one-time payment for lifetime access to the standard plan. That link is in the description box below this video, but stick with me to the end and I'll explain the pricing. Then you'll know what you need and what you don't need from this tool. Anyway, I'm going to publish it as a PDF and then click export. This usually takes a couple of minutes depending on how long your ebook is. And then you can download your ebook to your computer, or you can even open it as an interactive flipbook, which will look something like this. Now, this is what your ebook would look like if you published it as a flipbook, and your customers will be able to flip through the pages and read your ebook. So pretty cool, right? Now, something else I wanted to show you. Once you've published your ebook, you'll find them under projects on the left-hand side here, and you can find your ebook right here. And then as you hover over your ebook, you'll see this little dots menu right here. If I click on this, you've got a few options, but the one I want to show you is this one called Cover and Mockup Creator. So if I click on this, now I can create a 3D mockup of our ebook. And this is perfect to display your ebook on a landing page or a sales page, or I can also create mockups like this as well. So it looks like your ebook is being used in a photo. If I go for the 3D covers, I don't know, choose this one. All I need to do is click on the option, and then straight away Designrr creates the 3D mockup for us, which looks really, really nice. And then I just click the download button, and now this downloads to my computer. And that's it. This 3D mockup cover is now ready to use on your landing page or sales page. Now, if speed is your goal, then you could stop there. But if you want much higher quality content that actually uses your own knowledge and expertise, which I presume you probably do, especially if you're going to sell this ebook, then this next method will get you much higher quality content using 2 free AI tools we're going to use with Designrr. Okay, quick pause here. If you're getting value from this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. On this channel, I share step-by-step guides on how to simplify the tech side of your business to help you be more productive, how to actually use AI and other smart tools the right way, and how to turn those tools into systems that can potentially bring in more revenue. So if that sounds good to you, then I'd love you to be a subscriber so you don't miss what comes next. So for free AI tool number 1, we're going to be using ChatGPT because it's great for brainstorming, ideas, angles, and structure. It's really good for helping you come up with really good ideas and to get clarity on your thinking. Now, to start with, we first want to focus on getting Chat to come up with a good topic for us for our ebook. Then we'll move on to creating a title and an outline, but we're not going to write the content with ChatGPT. That's where we're going to move on to free AI tool number 2, which is actually much better at writing content, but we'll get there in a minute. Now, I am going to be using a few specialized prompts for creating ebooks. So if you want to use these exact prompts too, then I've left a link in the description box below this video where you can access all these prompts that I'm using, so you can just copy paste. So with that said, this first prompt to help us drill down on our topic, we're asking Chat to act like an experienced content strategist, and we tell Chat we want to create a practical ebook for our niche, and this is where you type your niche. So let's, for this example, say dog training, and we're just telling Chat that at this stage we only want topic ideas. Don't run ahead and come up with titles and headlines and outlines and things like that. And this topic needs to solve one clear specific problem, be ideal for a 20 to 40 page ebook, be practical and outcome focused, avoid vague or overly broad concepts. And I want 10 different topics for our ebook idea, and I also want a short explanation of the core problem that we'll be aiming to solve for each topic. And I've just added down here a couple of things I don't want ChatGPT to do. So I'm going to submit this to Chat and then see the topics that Chat's going to come up with for us. And pretty much straight away, it's going to start writing and coming up with our topics, just like this. So first one here is teaching dogs to walk calmly on a loose lead. Number 2, stop excessive barking. Number 3, house training a puppy, and so on. So we've got 10 topics down here that Chat's come up with for us. You can scroll through and choose the one you like. Now, if you want more ideas, then you can just ask Chat to give you more ideas like this. But for this example, I'm going to choose number 6, stopping your dog from jumping on people. Pretty annoying. So now we've got our topic, we now need to get Chat to create ebook titles for us. The title is super important when it comes to catching attention, getting people to actually be interested in your ebook. So with that said, we're now going to give chat our ebook title prompt, and we're going to paste in our prompt for our title. Get chat to act like a direct response editor and copywriter, and we want to create emotionally compelling ebook titles based on the topic below. The title should speak directly to the reader's main frustration and strongly imply relief, clarity, or transformation. And now here is where you enter your topic of your ebook. And now here we just let chat know a bit more context on the type of person that's going to be reading this ebook. Now this is where it gets interesting, because we're going to ask chat to generate 3 different styles of title. So that before we get to that, general guidelines for all the title styles: they need to be emotionally engaging and outcome driven, speak directly to the real pain point or desire, imply a clear solution or breakthrough, avoid hype, exaggeration, or unrealistic promises, avoid corporate or academic language. A title should feel exciting but believable. And now here for the 3 different styles of ebook title, the first one is emotion plus outcome titles. So I've asked for 5 different titles in this style, and these will hit on emotional frustration, immediately follow up with a positive outcome or relief, make the reader feel that the ebook understands the problem. And then for ebook style number 2, we've got problem, agitation, and solution titles. So these will clearly highlight the pain, gently agitate the issue, and then strongly imply the book provides the answer. And for ebook style number 3, this is authority and reassurance titles. So these type of titles position the author as someone who has a lot of experience and understands the problem deeply, reassures the reader that the solution is achievable, and it's got to feel like advice from someone who's been there before. So we're going to submit this prompt and see the titles now that ChatGPT is going to come up with for us. And now straight away, ChatGPT comes up with the titles for us. So for the emotion plus outcome titles, first one we've got no more embarrassing greetings, how to stop your dog from jumping up calmly and consistently, from chaos at the door to calm hellos, teach your dog to greet people without jumping, and so on. Then here are our problem, agitation, solution titles, authority, reassurance titles. I'm going to go with this one, from chaos at the door to calm hellos, teach your dog to greet people without jumping up. Now, we're almost done with ChatGPT, so what we need to do next is get chat to create our outline for our ebook. So to do that, we're going to use this prompt right here. This is a simple prompt. It gets chat to act like an ebook editor. We're asking it to create a clear, logical outline for an ebook topic. And here is our topic right here, or our title rather. So I've already pasted that in, and I've told chat that I want an introduction, 8 to 10 core chapters, and then a conclusion, and to avoid fluff, repetition, or overly academic language. Hit submit on this, and now ChatGPT is going to come up with the outline for our ebook. And now here is our outline. So chat's come up with the introduction and told us what needs to be covered in the intro. And then it's done the same thing for the chapters by telling us what needs to be included in each chapter. So this is great. This is looking like a really good outline. So now we can move on to free AI tool number 2 to actually write the first draft of our ebook for us. So free AI tool number 2 is Claude, and it's much better at writing high quality content that sounds human, providing you give it the right prompts. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paste in this prompt to Claude. And again, like I said, all these prompts are linked in the description below this video, so you can copy and paste them too, pretty simple. And we're asking Claude here to act like an experienced ebook writer. And right here, we're just going to type in our overall topic, which is how to get your dog to stop jumping up at people. Then we're going to put our ebook title right here. So I'm just going to paste that in just there. And now here, just write a sentence or 2 about your target audience. And then all you need to do is scroll down, and right here, we need to paste in the outline we created with ChatGPT. So back in ChatGPT, I'm going to copy this ebook outline. So from the intro and all of the chapters, right down to the conclusion and the next steps. Copy this and then head back to Claude, paste it in our chapters right here. So now Claude knows exactly what to write in each chapter, along with all the other directions in this prompt. Now, what's really important here, before we submit this prompt, we don't want Claude to write the whole ebook all in one go. Although it can do that, it will likely create a somewhat subpar result. Some chapters might be a bit short and things like that. So what's actually much better is to get Claude to write a few chapters at a time and then keep prompting it until the ebook's finished. Now, this doesn't take too long, just takes a few minutes. But right here, I'm going to tell Claude to begin writing chapters, and I'm going to put a hyphen. I'm going to write the introduction and chapters 1 to 3. Click submit. And now Claude will read our prompt and begin writing the ebook exactly to our needs. And it will write the intro and write those first chapters. And you'll see this will give a much better quality of output of your content. As you can see, Claude writes pretty quickly, and if you read the content, it's usually really good and written in a really nice human-sounding tone. So this is why I prefer using Claude for writing content. So now here we can see Claude's written our intro, and it's written the first chapter, and it's written all the way down to end of number 3, which is exactly what we asked for. And now at this point, all you need to do is just say to Claude right here, write the next 3 chapters, click submit, and then Claude will write the next 3 chapters. And you just do that until the ebook's finished. Now from there, you copy and paste your content into a Google Doc and you heavily edit it in your own knowledge, your own expertise, your own experiences, anecdotes, and things like that. That way you're not just producing AI content, and the content essentially becomes your own, and you've now created what's called AI assisted content instead of AI generated content. And your ebook will stand out as actually having unique content that's your own. And then now to actually get your content into Designrr, so you can then create your ebook with your own unique content, you have to navigate to your document right here, click on the three dots menu, in order to make this shareable, you have to hover over this option that says share. We'll see a new pop-up that appears right here, click on share, and now here, general access by default will be restricted. But what we need to do in order to make this document shareable, so Designrr can then read the content and import it into an ebook template for you, you have to click this drop down and select this option, anyone with a link. Now, when you give that link to somebody, this makes the document readable and shareable with anyone with a link, including Designrr. So now if we copy this link and we head back over to Designrr, now here in Designrr, we're going to go to new ebook at the top left. And just as before, we get this wizard that talks us through our ebook creation. So the first question is, I would like to create an ebook published in, and you select the formats. Let's go for PDF. Now this second part is the important part, pulling in our content into Designrr. So it's asking what we'd like to select as our baseline for our content. Click on the select button right here. And from the options to import our content, we're going to choose Google Doc right here. This little window appears where I can paste my Google Drive link for my content. Click add. Now Designrr quickly pulls that content into your Designrr account. Click next. And then right here, we can select the category of our ebook. If we don't see it here, we can select from the drop down, click next, and then click start. And now, as we can see, Designrr has pulled all our content into the editor right here. And once you're happy with everything, come up to the top right, choose your template. And if I search for pets, I can choose a template that I like the look of, that matches my content. Let's go with this one with this crazy little fellow on the front. Click use this template. This will bring us back into the Designrr ebook editor with our own content, just like that. And everything else from here, such as formatting your ebook and publishing it, is exactly the same as I showed you in the first part of this video. Now, when it comes to Designrr pricing, they have monthly pricing starting at $29 per month. However, there is a secret lifetime deal, which I'll tell you about in just a moment. But just know, if you're on the standard plan, then you can use everything I've shown you in this video, including Designrr's AI writing tool. You'll also be able to convert blog posts into ebooks with Designrr on this plan, as well as creating an unlimited amount of ebooks if you're creating the content yourself, like I showed you in the second part of this video. So if you're on the Pro plan right here, then you'll also be able to use Designrr's AI mockup cover that I showed you earlier in the video. And if you're on the Premium plan or above, then you'll also be able to convert your ebooks into audiobooks, as well as be able to convert podcasts and YouTube videos into ebooks too. Now, as I said, there is a secret hidden lifetime deal available on Designrr, which will give you lifetime access to this standard plan for a one-time payment of $27. So if you want access to that, the link is in the description box below this video. So when you click that link, it'll bring you to this page right here. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see the special offer deal right here, where you can get lifetime access to the standard plan for a one-time payment of $27, which will allow you to create an unlimited amount of PDF ebooks and also create an unlimited amount of ebooks if you're importing your own content from Google Doc or Word Doc, like I showed you in the second part of this video. And you can also use Word Genie, which is Designrr's AI writing tool that I showed you in the first part of this video. It comes preloaded with 100,000 credits for Word Genie, which is enough for around 4 to 5 fully written ebooks. Once you've used all those up, if you do want to continue using Word Genie after that, then you can purchase more credits at $17 for an additional 100,000 to enable you to write another 4 to 5 fully written ebooks again. Alternatively, if you didn't want to continue using Word Genie, that's fine, you don't have to, but you can still use all the other features of Designrr that I've just explained on this lifetime deal without paying anything else. Now, if you want to see my full in-depth review of Designrr, then watch this video right here. Or if you want to see how to create audiobooks using Designrr, then watch this video right here.